Hey everybody, welcome back. I got something new to show you today. This is a unique kind of filter. This is the TFC 4-stage portable 0.01 micron water filter. Alright everybody, welcome back. So, it's been a while since I've done any new water filters because mainly the technology is all the same from everybody. I mean, it's the same hollow fiber membrane filters. You've seen them all in the Life Straws and all that other kind of stuff, the Sawyers. So, aside from that, there's really nothing new and exciting to do in water filters until I ran across this. Now, this is kind of an interesting filter. We'll get into what it does and everything. But I'm going to give you reasons why I purchased it. First of all, this is more for my home use. I do have a Berkey. Actually, it's not a Berkey. It's an Aquarain knockoff of a Berkey. And we just put new filters in it last year. We use that thing constantly. I mean, we're using it all the time. So it gets a good workout. But I don't have anything else to filter water. That's very slow. This is very quick. Another great reason to have something like this. This is a lot quicker than a drip filter that drips one drop every minute, you know. So definitely looking for something for more home use. More for some kind of large-scale emergency. We have in the past had boil water orders in our town. So this really wouldn't be for use for backpacking or anything like that. This would be more for my personal use at home and filtering water using it. So I'm going to show you how it works, but first let's get into what it does, okay? You have a bunch of different filters on this. You have a sand filter head, which is of course here. That's your large sediment and sand on the end, all right? You have a cleanable 8,000 liter UF pre-filtration heavy metal remover with the KDF activated carbon filter. We'll get into what that is in a second too. This will provide you medical grade filtration and remove anything larger than 0.01. You can remove organics, heavy metals, cancer-causing organic substances, and its removal matches or exceeds most home systems. So this is a pretty cool system to begin with, and it's scalable and upgradable. You also can get an inline reverse osmosis membrane filter for this. I didn't look up the price for it, but I do know it's out there. They give you the serial numbers on Amazon and the manual for it. So you can get reverse osmosis water using this. So when they say it removes a bunch of stuff, it's 99.99% like always. It includes fluoride, arsenic, chlorine, lead, most heavy metals, taste, and chemicals. So it's 20 times more efficient than some of its competitors at 0.2 microns. And none of the competition comes close with their heavy metal remover. So that's kind of cool, and that's why I thought this is an awesome little thing to have around the house for, you know, the water's coming out of the tap, it's still okay water, it's just they want you to boil it and clean it. Something like that, really handy. And that's, you know, a small emergency that preppers can prepare for with something like this. Let's get into the flow rate. It has a flow rate of 50 ounces per minute or 1.5 liters per minute. It can be used directly from a fresh water source, pumped into the empty water bottle they give you, or pumped into any hydration pack. It's perfect for backpacking and outdoor activities. It's just a little bit bigger than what we have already, so that's why I really didn't choose it for backpacking. You know, this is kind of a big, clunky thing to have in your backpack. So that's why I kind of chose this for just having it around the house as an emergency filter. The whole thing is designed inside of SUS 304 stainless steel. And I mentioned before the KDF filter. Now, what that does, it removes heavy metals, iron, lead, nickel, chromium, using a combination of catalytic carbon, high purity ionically charged copper, and zinc granules, and that's at the bottom of this filter here. It is a very cool little thing that they've added into this. So you have all these different filters along with your hollow fiber membrane in the middle, and the cool part is it's all replaceable. You use up a Life Straw, you got to throw it out and buy a new one. This, you just fill up the filters, replace it with what you've used up, and you're good to go. Now you can backflow it and clean it out if you want, so that's good too. And it does have that huge capacity. The next up is that hollow fiber membrane, and that will be the 0.01 micron ultra filter. That'll reduce the 99.99 harmful substances and all odors and chemicals and all that other stuff. That's some of the worst stuff out of polluted environments. Then you have your active carbon filter, your activated carbon filter. That absorbs odor, color, chlorine, and improves the taste of the water to get all together. So, this little guy has a lifetime warranty from them. If you're not happy with it, you send it back, 100% of your purchase back. If it fails on you, they'll fix it, no questions asked. So, let's get it set up. I have not used this yet, so we're going to be using it on camera first. And this is why I love doing this channel, because I get to test out my own personal gear with you guys watching. So let's test it up and see if we like it. All right, quickly, a little bit of info on how to set it up. It's really, really simple. This is going to be the area where your water is drawn in. So of course, you're going to want your filter on the end here. And it isn't foam. This is actually, it feels like a sharpening stone of some kind. See if you can see that. So it's actually a decent filter. It's going to go in here, up through here, and out through the top. And that is where your exit filter will be. It also comes with a blue hose. I assume that's also to designate clean water. But we're just going to use the clear one for today. You'll notice it has a clip on the end here. People have asked me many times, what are these clips for on filters? Well, they're to clip inside your thing. So whatever you're filtering, let's bring this over here because this is what we're going to be filtering into. I'm able to clip that on the end there and keep that thing down in it like that. So that's what those are really for, wherever you're going to be filtering into. Now this does have a little adapter for the end here. If you want to adapt it into this, it does have a little, this screws off and there's a little piece on the end, a little nipple there that goes into it like this. Here it is. And you can screw that on there and filter it into that too. But we're going to use that today because I don't really want to get this dirty or wet. They're hard to dry. And this is all set up pretty much. Now you do have an on and off or flow on, open and close up here. This will open your flow and this will close it if I turn it that way. But we're going to keep it open for now, of course. And we're going to stuff that in there again because it's not behaving because I'm on camera. There we go. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this stuff here. This is water that I got from out in my garden, and as you can see, it's pretty cloudy and dirty and sediment and everything in it. So we're going to use that here. You can see it's muddy. We're going to use that here. I'm going to put this filter in the end here. And this is the first time I'm using this, so if it doesn't work here, you'll get a quick education on what I think of it. All right, let's give it a try. Start pumping. And I see the water coming through. And this does take a bunch of pumps to get it started. There you go. Starting to flow in. I had this open here. I forgot and it was dripping out. So it's starting to flow in there. I cut it off trying to figure out what the heck was going on. This is very easy to pump, by the way. This handle just kind of fits right in your hand. You're not fighting anything. You're not trying to get around, any kind of weird pieces. And as you can see, that's all the way down in there. You see how much faster this is, rather than waiting for a filter to filter it with drip, drip, drip by, drop. It'll take quite a while to do that. So let's take a look at this here. It's going to get wet down here. Yeah, I forgot that this is supposed to be open and not closed. It's supposed to be closed, not open. It started dripping water out that way. So there is the filtered water. Let me take a quick taste of it. Yeah, that's actually really good. Tastes better than our tap water, which is where it came from to begin with. One of the things that I've done in past water reviews is I throw in a lot of our caliche clay kind of soil. The reason I do that is because that taste is so hard to get rid of. I've done water filters in the past, cheaper ones, and put a ton of clay in there, cleaned it through, and I've noticed that the taste is still there. It's clear like this, but it still has that clay taste to it. So I gotta say, I'm giving this a definite thumbs up for that. It seems to work very, very well. We're almost done with that, so we're gonna finish it up. Might as well. Again, I'm gonna clip this on here, clip it down into there, and we're just gonna pump and get the water through. And it's that simple. Really, really easy to do. I like the fact that that is a heavy end piece on there and not some piece of light little foam. That's actually a piece of some kind of stone, that actually weighs down at the bottom. Looks like we're getting the last of it. And there you go. All right, so there you go. All filtered out. Now, if you were wondering if that really was dirty water when I put it in there, I want you to take a look at the bottom. See all that? See all that? That was filthy water. So as you can tell, it definitely did a good job. And again, another sip of it, and you don't taste any of that soil kind of clay taste to it. So let me clean up my mess here, and we will finish up. I'll give you some final stats on this and information and the cost, because the cost is not anywhere near bad at all. Now, really, really quick, to drain this and to clean it, the first thing you're going to do is turn it upside down. Well, you're going to move this to open actually. You're going to turn it upside down and pump it, and it will squirt out of here like crazy because you're putting pressure in here and it's blowing it out. After you're done with that, okay, you're going to take a clean purified water, put it over here, drain it in through this, and drain it through with clean water. You can't back flush this. There's no way to back flush it because it only pumps one way. However, you will be able to drain the water from the top, and you'll get all the sediment and crud out of here and out through the top. The important thing is to remember when you're pumping to close it and when you're draining it to open it. And when you do that, you hear this. Let me close it up. You'll hear it. Pump it a few times. See? You'll hear that hiss. That's the pressure building up to pump it up. But when you're open, when you want to drain it, you want to drain all that out. You will get all the water out of here. There's no water left in there. So what do I think about it? I think it's a pretty impressive item, to be honest with you, for a price point. The price on these are $55, $54.99, and you get, 8,000 liters, which is 2,100 gallons. And when you're done with that, okay, when you've done that already, you don't just throw the thing out. You can order a new filter. I believe they're in the $24, $25 range. You can order a new filter for the center, unscrew it here, and drop the new filter in. It's that simple. So it's definitely going to be a prep I keep around my house for water type emergencies. Even stuff that you stored that didn't taste too good. Like, I remember, I'll tell you a funny story on why I don't recommend very long-term storage of water bottles. We had some water bottles in a pantry, in our kitchen pantry, and they were in there for probably 7 or 8 years. Well, the first thing that happens is they all suck in from the pressure, and after that, it seems that the plastic was very permeable because the water tasted dusty. And it was a little bit dusty at the bottom of the floor there. So I think the actual plastic sucked in the water as it was, over the years. But if that's the only water you have, something like that can clean it up. Now it does come with a nice little bag for it. And once this dries out, I always recommend, even when you're on the trail, when you're all done and you're back home cleaning up your gear, let your water filter air out. You don't want mold or anything to build up in it. Let it all air out in there. And it does come with this bag, and as we showed you before, a little filler tube so that you can screw it on the top of that bag and fill that up with clean water. So I'm actually very, very impressed with it. Like I said, here's the result. And you saw how dirty that water is. Just for fun, I'm going to dump in the rest of this water to show you just how filthy that water really was. And you can see there's still filth all through this thing. I got to wash this thing out now. So you can definitely tell how dirty that water was. And this definitely stood up to it and did a good job. Now, again, that is not a test of viruses or bugs or pathogens or anything like that, but it definitely is a good test for showing you how well this little system works when you're out and you have muddy water, dirty water, after storms, floods, whatever. I mean, we just had a big flood here, was it 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago. Yeah, two Mondays ago, and it was insane. I mean, our streets were 2 and 3 feet deep with water. This is the desert. It never rains here. So it can show you that, something like that gets into your well, gets into damaging your water system. You at least have a way to filter it and drink clean water. And that's why I think it's so important. And for $55, what's your health worth? Honestly. So it's going to be my little keep around the house just in case of emergency type filter. I am going to let it all kind of air out in here because it's nice and warm in here today, but not too hot. So that will be my little backup emergency type filter for the house. Anyway, folks, I will put a link down below where you can pick it up. It is made from food grade ABS silicone, the SUS 304 stainless steel, or SUS 304. You have accessories. There's a pre-filter, a silicone tube, you have a bottle adapter, the water pouch, the carry bag. Those are all the accessories on it. You get about 1.5 liters per minute. The actual size on it is 11.2 inches by 1.9 by 3.5. The weight, okay, this is the big one. It looks big. It's not heavy. It's only about 10 ounces. That's not too bad for the size of this thing. For those of you in grams, that's 283 grams. So that's pretty darn good. Like I said, it's got a capacity of 2,100 gallons. That's a whole lot of water you don't realize that you might need in an emergency. So anyway, folks, like I said, the link will be down below. $55, definitely something good to have as a backup. Even as a primary, if you live in an apartment building or if you live in a rental unit that you can't, roll 55-gallon drums of water out into, something like this is invaluable because it gives you the ability to filter water in an emergency that you may not be able to store ahead of time. And I like the fact that it filters it down so finely, and I love the pre-filter idea there. That is awesome. The fact that it's actually a piece of stone and not some stupid little foam they stick over the end to say, oh, pre-filter, that'll filter out everything. That will definitely filter out a lot of stuff. You saw how much mud was left in the bottom of that jar, that Nalgene container. So definitely does its job. Anyway, folks, don't forget to check out our links down below, our Amazon affiliate store, our freeze-dried wholesaler store down there. If you're interested in stocking up with some long-term freeze-dried food, you can click that link and save 15% just for clicking my link. I am going to do some more cooking videos for their stuff coming up soon. Don't forget our My Patriot Supply link. That's preparewithiridium.com, preparewithiridium.com. Get your orders in, folks. I am seeing a lot of traffic on that site. Get your orders in for My Patriot Supply if you're interested in doing it, as well as freeze-dried wholesalers. You guys broke my sales record last month, so make sure you're getting your orders in because you don't want to get caught like we all did the March before. And don't forget to check out our Thrive Life link as well. If you're interested in getting started in some very clean, healthy, freeze-dried food, check them out. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.